Hello all, welcome back. Got the working gear on today because I need to do some digging in the garden. I've got a load of bulbs to put in. I've got some daffodils, tulips and some alliums that need to go in. Now I think the daffodils should have been in the ground by now, but obviously mine aren't, so they're going to go in the ground now. So I've bought daffodils, tulips and alliums because I want to go for successional flowering of the bulbs. So I think we all know that the daffodils will come up first. After that, the tulips will come through, and after that, the alliums will come through. So I should have flowering bulbs from February to June, July. So that's what I want to do today. They're going to go over there somewhere. But first of all, let me just give you a bit of a catch up on where I left things in the last one in regards to seaweed and some other bits and pieces. So let's have a bit of a wander around. Then I start digging some holes and I start chucking some bulbs in. So bear with me. So just a quick catch up with these. Those at the back with the cardboard on. Got a layer of soil in the base. Then on top of that, there's some rotted down grass. That's been mixed together, topped up with some soil, covered up with cardboard, left alone. The ones at the front have got nothing done with them just yet, but this is where I was going to put the seaweed on top of these, and I have got some seaweed. So if we just have a little bit of a turn around, this stuff here, this stuff, is the seaweed that I picked up from the beach about a week ago. Now, thanks for the comments on this. I had comments that said I need to wash it, and comments that said I don't need to wash it. So I've just left it out in the rain. One of the comments was just to leave it out in the rain, so I've left it out in the rain. It's been there about a week. It's certainly not rotted at all. When I picked this up off the beach, a bit surprising because it was all slimy seaweed. It's quite horrible to pick up actually, sliming and slipping all over the place it was. But there you go, I've got it. It's going to go into those containers at the front there. At some point I'll probably leave it here another week. We have had quite a bit of rain, and then they'll go on the top of there and be left alone. I probably will get some more seaweed at a later date as well. So these are the butternut squash that I cut off about 2-3 weeks ago. They're getting a suntan, ripening up. They're doing okay, they're pretty good. Let me just show you the carrots. So these are the carrots that I sowed. It was a whole packet of carrots I chucked in there. I think I jokingly said there was 347 carrots went in there. Exactly 332 was the right amount, but there you go. So let's just have a look at them, see how well they are doing. Now if we have a look, we can see carrots. There you go. There are some carrot tops in there. You can see the yellow carrot top. We move across to the transplanted carrot seedlings that are put in. Now obviously these aren't as squashed in as the others. I didn't thin them out. I wasn't going to mess about. These I transplanted as seedlings from there, and if we have a look at these, obviously these have got more room than those over there. If we have a look, we have bigger carrots. That is quite big. I'm not sure it comes across quite big on the camera. That is quite big. If we dig around some more, that one isn't as big, but that one's quite big. Now these were all transplanted seedlings from there. So we'll wait for the leaves to turn brown. Is that what happens with these? They turn brown and then we start pulling them up. I could probably pull that one up now, but I'm not going to. We're going to wait a bit. So they're doing okay, those carrots. So the bulbs are going to go along here. I'm going to put them along here. Now the grass finishes here and it drops. So I think this area was probably a border at some point. Yeah, so it drops. And of course, every time I walk over here, I fall off the edge of the grass into this bit of a hole. So I'm going to put the bulbs along here. I'll be able to see them from the house when they come out, so they're going to look good. I'm going to move all these pots, dig a hole, well, a trench I'm thinking of doing, digging a trench along here, and then chucking them in. Got to move the world's largest plant pot. I don't know where I got that from. Again, something else I got from somewhere. I don't remember where I got it from. Also, bulbs along here, but I also got some poppy seeds as well. I collected the poppy seeds from poppies that that grew in another garden that in a property that they used to live in. And from those poppy seeds, I think the colours were red, orange, yellow, and I'm sure there were some big tall poppies that were purple in colour. They're all mixed up in a packet, obviously. They're going to be chucked on the top when I put all the bulbs in. So let's get this shifted, dig a trench, chuck them in, cover it up. Simple, yeah, here we go. So let's start digging a trench along here. I have got, hello, still there. I have got quite a lot of bulbs actually, and this might be a long trench. The soil in this garden is pretty hopeless. Hello, it's pretty hopeless. Let's see what we got. Let's have a go. I can't find my gloves. Well, I can find one, but one's no good. It's the left one. I'm right-handed. Let's have a go. So that's the hole there. Quite a few stones in. Should be all right, I think, though. I think the energy from a bulb comes from the bulb itself, doesn't it? But anyway, let's get the rest of this dug up there and back here. So there we go, one trench dug. Not as easy as I thought. Lots of roots in there, loads of stones. Had to stop twice because it started to rain, which is now stopped. So I need to put the bulbs in there. Now they do say that you're supposed to scatter them in and they look more natural. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start planting them where I want them, because I want successional flowering of the bulbs. And if I just chuck them all in, I could end up with a load of alliums in one place, daffodils in another, tulips in another, and we end up with bare patches. So I'm going to place them in, which I think should work. Well, it will work. Let's be confident. Let's get some bulbs in there. There we go. A lot of bulbs in there. Probably are too close together, but it'll be a nice display when they come out. But we hit a bit of a problem here in that I still got to put all them in. And they're not really going to go in there. I could try and cram them in, but I think I've got another 50 bulbs to put in there. It'd be nice if I could get them in, because that's where I want them. I can't extend the trench because that'll mean there's no daffodils and tulips in the extended part. So it's time for a bit of a think now. About 50 of these to go in somewhere. Yeah, so it's a bit of a pickle we got here. Although I could use, where are we? Those there, somewhere there. Those terracotta ones, but really, I want to save those for vegetables next year. Yeah, let's have a think. Okay, made a decision. No faffing about anymore. What we're going to do is, not me, going to fill that in, all of that there. I did put a layer of grass at the bottom, probably add some nutrients. Fill it in, then put another smaller trench at the back behind them. Now, I've actually done this properly, believe it or not. I did check the height of all the bulbs before I put them in. Fortunately, these alliums are higher than the daffodils and tulips, so if I put them at the back, still going to be able to see them, because these will be shorter than the alliums at the back. I think that's got to be the plan, and it is the plan, so let's get on with it. What we now have is a mini trench that runs along here. Closer I get to the fence, which is there, closer I get to these bushes, etc. And the neighbour's got a big bush just behind the fence there. So the closer I get to the fence, the more I get to these roots. and I'm hitting lots of roots, which is making it difficult. That one is in the way, but I'm not going to chop that one out because I don't want it to affect the bushes that are growing. So we'll plant around that. So let's get the remaining alliums in, get it covered up. Yeah. Okay, so all those alliums are in. Yes, they are in a line, but you know, they're in. They look nice when they come up. There are some purple ones there, white ones, and some blue ones as well. And they have all been mixed up, as you can see. It is raining and has been raining while I've been doing this. Everything's turning into a bit of a bog. So let's get this covered up and get out the rain. There we go. We're all done. Covered it with some rotting down grass. Hopefully add some nutrients to that terrible soil. Pots are back in front. All done. Looks a mess, but it's about what comes up early next year and all the way up to June, July. Yeah, so hopefully that's going to look good next year. Remember, I'm not done, am I? I've got to put these poppy seeds in. I know you sprinkle them onto the soil and they grow. I sprinkle them onto that grass and they grow. Have I got to put some soil on there? I'm going to sprinkle them on the grass and that bit of dirt behind in this entire area here. I'm going to sprinkle them everywhere there. Probably pattern them down with something, provided they don't all then stick to the something. Sprinkle the poppy seeds. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay guys, thank you for watching. That's all done. Speaking quickly, battery's going to run out in a bit. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see what that looks like February onwards. Got to talk quicker. The next video will be an animated video. People like the animations that I put into this thing, so I've done an animated video. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. It's going to cut out in a minute. Cheers. Thanks a lot.